to the Life After Her podcast with yours truly, Nicole and Sweeney. For those of you who may be tuning in for the very first time, I am your girl, your author, podcaster, and encourager. It is such a delight to be able to empower people and encourage people in this day and time. I think we all go through so much and we all have difficult experiences. And sometimes an encouraging word really does get us through a season, a moment, or even an experience. So, as mentioned, I'm an author. I wrote a fiction novel entitled Life After Hurt. And I've actually adopted that life after hurt model into my own life. I've gone through some difficult and very traumatic experiences. And the one thing that I knew for me personally was to make sure that I would come out on the other side. And so I had to empower myself. I had to encourage myself. I had to surround myself with a group of people who would also encourage and empower me. And so I believe that it is my personal mission to encourage others, specifically women, to encourage each other to feel empowered to get through to the other side. So, the mission of Life After Hurt is equipping women with self investment tools needed to weather adversity and empowering them to evolve and emerge victoriously. That is my personal mission. That is the mission of Life After Hurt. So if you know a young woman who may be experiencing some things in her life, please do share this information with her, share this content with her, because we all can use some encouragement. All right. So today's podcast is actually about waiting. And we all, at some point in our lives, had to wait for something, right? So, what I want to share with you are three ways to wait well. And I don't speak, off the top of my head. Everything that I share with you guys, I share from my personal experiences. So I hope that you can resonate with it and that you truly are empowered by what I share with you. So, number one, the number one way I felt that I was able to wait well is I wrote out everything that I desired or what I was waiting for. And I know you guys are probably like, girl, how much writing are we going to do? But let me tell you, there is power in writing. When I was cleaning out my closet the other day, I had come across another journal that I had written in just over the years. And in this journal, it had a list, like 2 pages of things that I wanted, blessings that I had desired, and things that I wanted God to do on my behalf. And as I was reading through those 2 pages, I was like, wow, this stuff really came into fruition. Not all of it, but most of it. And there is power in writing. So when you are on your journey of waiting, it's very important that you write it out. Whether you're waiting for a new job, a new business opportunity, a new relationship, a husband or a wife, or you're looking to have a new, renewed mindset, you're waiting for your mindset to change, I strongly encourage you to write it out. Sometimes when life happens, because we all know life will happen, and while we're in the waiting season, we can easily lose sight of the things that we're asking God for and the things that we're waiting on because everything in our lives sometimes has a way to make us lose sight and to block what it is that we are desiring and that we want. And so, in order to maintain that level of vision and to ensure that we never lose sight of what it is that we want in our hearts, right? I think it's important to write it down. So, I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen, and I literally want you to write everything down. There is nothing too small. If you desire to have better skin, write down you want to have better skin. If you desire to have straighter teeth, write down your desire to have straighter teeth. If you desire to make six figures, write down your desire to have six figures. It's in the power of writing things down. Once you write them down, I think you should also hang them up in your home because when we are walking throughout our house, we'll always have a visual of where our vision is at and what we are asking God for. So that when we are in the process of just going through life, we don't lose sight of those things. Have you guys ever heard of the term out of sight, out of mind? Well, that is a saying for a reason because if we don't see it every day, if we are not experiencing it every day, then it can easily lose sight. So write down your desires, your wants, what you're asking God for, and hang them up in your house. I'm very good for doing that. So that's the first step on waiting well. The second step on waiting well is being grateful, having gratitude. What is it that is going on in your life right now that's going extremely well that you can be grateful for? We often have to find the silver lining in our lives because some of us go through a lot. And trust me, I know that life can be extremely difficult at times, but I'm sure it's something you can be grateful about each and every day. I like to use this term called God wink. And this is when I realize that God wants to show me that He's thinking about me, or He's smiling at me, or I'm on His mind. So sometimes when someone will, a stranger will help me, or a stranger will hold the door for me, or somebody that will give me a compliment. Actually, I was at the grocery store earlier today. I had my shopping cart, just minding my business, going to get my groceries. And as I was like approaching this gentleman that was standing, this older gentleman that was standing, he had long silver hair, was actually in a braid. He just like looked at me and just smiled and said hello. And I thought that was nice. And I don't know if there was other intentions behind that, but it made me smile. He just looked and said hi. And then I said hi back. And so moments like that, I really do feel like are God winks. And so be grateful for what you have. Again, lean into whatever is going well in your life, whether your child just randomly came up to you to give you a hug, or if your boss said you're doing a good job, or you crossed off everything on your to do list, right? Because as women, we are always doing and doing and doing, and we want to get things accomplished. And so if you completed everything on your to do list, feel good about that. Be grateful in that moment. Even if you decided not to finish your to-do list and you decided to give yourself some mean time, be grateful for that moment. Be grateful for just being able to open your eyes and be able to use your limbs without the help of anyone else, right? Because there are moments in our lives that may be difficult, but we have to find those things that are really going well for us. So lean into those things that are going really, really well in your life. And the third thing I used in order to wait well was a familiar word, which I'm sure all of you have heard, is strategize. Strategize, strategize, strategize. I believe that God desires us to be an active participant in our own blessing. God is not out here just with a magic wand, like, ooh, you get a house, ooh, you get a man, ooh, you get you get heals, right? God wants us to be an active participant in what it is that we're asking him for. And I believe that strategy is the footsteps to faith. And oftentimes we want things immediately. We want things to happen at the snap of our finger. And God is saying, no, I want you to take part of this process as well. So when you finally get that blessing, you can enjoy it even the more. So, what do I mean by strategize? I mean, doing your research, doing your homework on whatever it is that you desire. If it's a job, making sure you refine your resume, ensuring that you prepare for the interview, making sure, you have a nice suit that you can wear to the interview, talking to mentors perhaps to help you brush up on a couple of skills. If you are desiring a relationship and marriage, making sure that you are healing and doing the inner work to sustain that relationship, making sure that you are looking well and presentable and attractive, right? Because I think that also is a part of being strategic when it comes to desiring a mate. I also feel like when it is time for you to begin strategizing and stuff, you just can't be doing anything and everything because there are going to be people, places, and experiences that will also be a part of trying to get to that particular blessing or whatever it is that you're desiring in a quicker and faster pace. And we all know easy come, easy go. So you want to make sure whatever it is, the blessing that you're asking God for, that you're doing the work and that you're not trying to shortcut the process because that's not strategy. So making sure that you are doing the work to ensure that you're taking the right steps and not the fast steps. Okay? So that is actually all I would like to share with you all today. Those three steps, making sure that you write out what it is that you're asking God for, or that you're waiting for, making sure you remain grateful and have a spirit of gratitude, waiting on whatever it is that you know God is going to bless you with. And then lastly, making sure you strategize, doing your research and not trying to short step or take the shortcut to what it is that you're trying to reach. Okay? I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear from you guys. Please leave your thoughts, your questions, even in the comment. Or if you are listening to this on Spotify, feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media platforms, Nicole and Sweeney or Life After Hurt _. All right, guys, I look forward to talking to you all soon. And remember that God is proud of you.